Hello again there folks, Lone Adventurer here. Thank you very much for stumbling your way upon my channel and joining me for this adventure. Today we are continuing our playthrough of Doom Pilgrim Pocket, also using the black bag to add extra spice to our playthrough. This is part 2. If you have not yet seen part 1, there'll be a link up in the corner of the screen right about now and in the description down below. Before we go any further, can I ask you to consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more adventures just like this one. And I've got a lot of cool stuff coming up, so that is worth doing if you have not done so yet. So let's move those to one side and we are going to get straight into it. We know the deal by now. We draw 3 of these cards, we have a look at the artwork and we decide which one we are going for. Having a quick look at our character before we get started. We haven't got too much going on. We've got 2 wounds. We've got a little bit in the way of psychic drops. We have acquired rabies. Someone did point out in the last video that I could have rolled to avoid that, but I didn't. We've got a saint badge and we've got a good heart badge. So we're kind of a good character. But we do have a throwing knife and some chainmail if things get ropey. Now we also have a whispering cat companion and we can use the whispering cat to look at the cards if we think that is necessary, but I don't think I'm going to risk it now. I think what I'm going to do is get rid of these figures, put this sort of quite abstract landscape. Is that a couple of hills or a couple of people in the distance there? I'm not sure, but we'll put that to the bottom of the deck and we'll check out this card here. The old lady looks like an apparition, more of a skeleton than a woman, but in the end that is not your problem. It doesn't seem to be a problem for her husband either. He's blind and a cruel smile never leaves his ugly face. I killed it! I killed it! I killed the whole egg around. The sun was low and I did it, and no one sees. There's no eyes, no, but I know, deep outside. A mysterious-looking creature from dark woods stands behind, sniffing. A cold morning breeze comes up from the ground. Your feet are cold. Time to move on. Just another ordinary day among the ordinary people of your world. Despair +1. Okay, so we've got some despair going on. So that card, never worth checking out. Mental note. So 1 despair there. Hopefully we can have a little black bag encounter that won't be quite as bad as that one. If you've killed no one during your journey yet, just continue in your goody-goody way. This card is not for you. Have I killed anyone? I'm going to have to do a quick review. I think I have. Yeah, I have. I can't remember which card it was, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, some knights. We killed some knights, I think. Otherwise, you're suffering from severe insomnia lately, +1 fatigue. Each time you close your eyes, you see the faces of those you have butchered. Yeah, they were the wrong ones, but are you the right one to decide it? What if your whole worldview is false? Confusion +1. Ooh, things are taking a turn for the worse here. We could have rolled to avoid the despair. Maybe we should have done. But it does feel like we can't roll every time. But we'll roll to avoid the fatigue. 19, and it's roll under, isn't it? So we're trying to roll under 10, so that's a fail. +1 fatigue. We'll roll to avoid the confusion. 16. Oh dear. So fatigue and confusion. But at least these are psychic drops that we have not yet acquired. Because remember, if we get 3 of any, then it's game over. So we've now got mind disruption, disgust, depression, despair, confusion, and fatigue. Fun times. Oh, scary bird. Dude with a spiky ball. What is it, a flail? Is that what they're called? Might not be. Fella and a bird near a forest and a big bird man. Let's get rid of him. Birdman to the back. And we'll have a look at this one. What fortune brings such a handsome hero to a poor old woman? Though I admit I have got some hidden qualities you might want to seize. Hehehe. For 1 gold, the hag would cure a disease or a sea of your choice. What's a sea? A curse. A disease or a curse. Only once, as her supplies of the home brew elixir are not bottomless. On the other hand, she can prepare an even stronger elixir for your backpack that would cure all. I only have one. She can also prepare a magic necklace for you that protects its wearer from all future curses, but it can be made only from werewolf fangs. Well, we don't have those, so we'll pay 1 gold in order to be cured of our rabies. So that takes us down to 7 gold. Rabies is gone, and on we go with another black bag encounter. Fingers crossed, a nice one. You got into a pub brawl after too much beer. Sounds like me. You can't use your weapons, armour or other fight equipment during this tussle. So if these items give you any advantages, ignore them now and take 1 wound. Also, no delegation on allies, as you are the jackass here. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Only some special training, ability or strength can count in your favour. Well, I haven't got any of those, so we've just taken a wound. And that does take us up to 3 wounds. And if we hit 5, it's game over for our character. Things have actually taken a bit of a turn for the worse here. Don't like the look of these fellas, or these fellas. Them less though, so we'll take that out of the game. We'll put them to the back. And we'll try this sort of barren, foresty scene here. Events in a vast forest are sometimes decided by experience, other times by pure chance. Count cards in the past deck. Lower than 3 equals 3. What does that mean? Not sure. And if the number is 10 plus, sum up the digits until you get 1 to 9. Then read the events. I'm not 100% sure what that means. Count the cards in the past deck. Lower than 3 equals 3. Okay, the number is going to be 10 plus. And then we'll sum the digits. Okay, so I'm assuming we're counting black bag cards. Okay, so we've got 22 cards, so that's a total of 4. And 4 says, lost a bit. Fatigue plus 1. Oh, so we've gained more fatigue. So 1 more fatigue and it's game over. So hopefully we will find an opportunity to reduce our fatigue. Oh, we need a black bag. Right, we'll leave those out, but we do need a black bag encounter. Oh, I should be rolling to avoid these things, shouldn't I? I might roll to avoid the fatigue. 15, we fail. We fail to avoid the fatigue. What do we got here? You have eaten some bad fruit from a tree behind the long meadow. Your brain melts after a day in fevers and your thinking becomes even more odd. Plus 1 insanity. Let's try and avoid it. 12, fail, so we get plus 1 insanity. In this state you also become more resistant to odd things. Plus 1 to your tolerance of mind disruption or confusion. Okay, so that means we can take 4 of one of those things. That's good. So we're gaining some insanity. I think that's a psychic drop. And then a tolerance of mind disruption or confusion. So we've got both those things. Let's go for mind disruption. So we can now have 4 points of mind disruption. Now I wonder whether we use the cat ability. Do we need to do that yet? Because if we see something that's going to cause fatigue, then we need to avoid it. Okay, let's avoid using the cat this round, but I think next round or the round after we're going to have to use the cat. I might get rid of that cave. We'll put this very nondescript landscape to the bottom, and we'll check out this castle. Hopefully nothing here will be fatiguey. Only a narrow bridge connects 2 parts of the old city. Astrological constellations decide into which part you have come. Is it an odd or an even day of the month? I think it's the 16th today, which is an even day. Even, you are welcome here. You can have yourself or allies healed. 3 gold for 1 wound. It's quite expensive. You can sell a monster trophy for 3 gold. We don't have any monster trophies. Do we want to spend 3 gold to heal a single wound? That seems very pricey, but maybe we should. We're just going to heal 1 wound, which will cost us 3 gold. So back down to 2 wounds, down to 4 gold, and we live to fight another day and have another black bag encounter. You meet a group of ragtag people limping through a maze of rocks. They are captives escaped from an outlaw camp, and they tell you a secret way to the camp. Now you can bring a bloodshed there very easily for loot in the value of 5 gold. Alas, the thugs were easy prey, not because the moment of surprise, but due to their malaise from the malaria disease, which you now have too. Ooh, malaria. But 5 gold, and that's pretty big. So we now have malaria. Back up to 9 gold. I might not roll to avoid malaria because it feels like it was a direct payoff. You get gold, you get a disease. Some kind of religious fella. Some knights with some weapons and a castle. Let's put the religious guy to the bottom, the castle out of the game, and we will have a look at these folks. Oh, this doesn't look good. "Aye, stinky vagabond, eh?" says the chief of a heavily armed group in a stupid tone. "But we dunna tolerate vagrancy here. You can prove yourself if you are an owner of a house or manor." I am not. I had the choice of buying a house at one point, didn't I? "If you are a sir or a lord, you can bribe them." No. "Or let yourself be put in prison where you get tuberculosis. And if you are an outlaw or a killer, you never get out." Okay, I could deal with a bit of tuberculosis. "Or you can fight them for 4 wounds." Well, no, we can't. That's ridiculous. Or, hang on, which you can prevent 1 by a magic weapon or by every 3 battle equipment. Ugh, we can't fight them. "Oh, if you win, you get a killer badge, 3 gold, and a horse." But we can't, because we can't reduce the wounds we'd be receiving. You can also look through their gear then. All sorts of cool stuff. If only we had more gear. So all we're able to do is let them put us in prison where we would get tuberculosis. So it could have been worse. Let's have a look at how you spell tuberculosis. So we've got malaria and we've got tuberculosis. We are getting pretty beaten up here. Should I roll to avoid the tuberculosis? Maybe I should, because we haven't had much luck with the rolling. Nope, and still no luck. Okay, onto the black bag. "A night in this inn is very cheap. It should have warned you. Now it's too late for regret. You fight for your life, attacked during your sleep. You get 1 wound and lose all items you can't just easily grab when escaping these organised bandits. You can then return for vengeance to get your items and pride back, plus 5 gold for 2 wounds, or just 1 if you have a magic item, a magic weapon." I really wish we had that magic weapon that we had the opportunity to get earlier on. When it says all items you can't easily grab, like, can we easily grab our throwing knife and our chainmail? Because the problem is, if we gain 1 wound and then 2 wounds, that's going to kill us, so we genuinely can't do that. I'm going to roll to avoid this wound and this negative effect. 6. Okay, so we are able to just about fight off the bandits and scrabble away with our life, and they were thwarted. Alright, let's not have him. We'll put that building to the bottom, and we'll check out this one here. "Once you get to the gate of the grim castle in the stormy mountains, the magician lets his pitiful hunchbacked servants open it for you. Then he plans to give you his service in return for some nice stories from your journey. The old lonely man likes some distraction. Count cards in the past deck. This is the number of stories. A credit to be spent here." Well, do we count black bag cards? I guess we do we? Yeah, we do. So I think we've got 25 here. Yeah, we've got 28 cards. So 25 stories. Strength enhancement. But can you do all the things leading up to that, or only the thing in the area that you are? So because we've got more than 25 stories, can we just do this last thing? It would be too good to be able to do all of them, wouldn't it? Strength enhancement. This enhancement counts as 1 piece of battle equipment. Okay. So the old magician, the old wizard, enjoyed our stories and gave us improved strength as a result. Black bag time. You have come to that stinky town quarter where one can do bad things like borrowing money. Cut and run or choose one. Borrow 3 gold, return 4. Why would I want to do that? Oh, the debt, including interest, must be paid before your future deck has only 3 cards left, otherwise you end your journey in jail. I don't think I need money. I've got plenty, so I think we will not risk it. That looks familiar. Seen that card before. Oh, we're into the bit now that we've previously seen. So we'll get rid of that one. That can go back to the bottom, and we'll see what's going on here. With an organ lost, 3+ wounds or 2+ diseases, don't read further as you are of no interest to the locals. Oh, well, I've got 2 diseases, so the locals don't care for me, unfortunately. My suspicion is they would do some handy things, but never mind. People in this village are obviously mistreated, emaciated and haggard, and some even have traces of torture on their bodies. The lord from the nearby castle treats them worse than rats. Will you teach him good manners? Yeah, maybe in your dreams, until you are a one-man army, as these poor people can't help you. +1 regret. Sad times. But that is our first point of regret. And again, we could have rolled to avoid it, but I feel like the rolling is sometimes done and sometimes not. What should we have here? Let's get rid of that one. Him, I think we'll put to the back. And we'll see what's going on in this misty, foggy scene. You've got lost in the cold wasteland. According to the maps, you should have already been in a town, but there is just the terrible whiteness everywhere. Fatigue +1. Ooh, we need to roll to avoid that because we have already got 2 fatigue. Maybe we should have used our cat to check. So we're going to roll, and if we roll 10 or more, that is the end of this game. 8. Oh, lucky. You wander on and on in the freezing cold. If there is no human building on the top of the future deck, figures do not suffice, as you have seen a lot of apparitions lately. Despair +1. There is no building. So that is despair +1. And we've already got despair of 1, so we now have despair of 2. Then you see apparitions on the horizon again, but they do not vanish as you come closer. Goodness, they are real men, inhabitants of these lands going for trade to a civilization. They finally help you out, and they can also buy these precious things from you. Oh, they would buy those things. Well, we don't have a bag of peppers, we don't have a flask of fish oil, and we don't have a sack of salt. So that's that, really. A deep cave in the abandoned land is inhabited by a cunning race of so-called dark elves. But you think they are just humans who stayed for too long from the world and its pleasures. Well, they cultivate their own pleasures down there. You tried some of them, and no one will ever make you remember them. Thank God you were at least able to return back to daylight. Dismay +1, disgust +1. So we were already on disgust of 1, so we're now on disgust of 2. I think this is the most psychic drops that I've acquired in a game of Doom Pilgrim without dying. Mind disruption, disgust, depression, dismay, despair, confusion, fatigue, insanity and regret. A gloomy, depressing experience for us all. Right, I'm going to get rid of them. We might check out this bird. I know I've seen it before in the main game, but I can't remember. Oh, looks like we're going to do some fighting. Werehawks with sharp beaks crave your fresh meat. They are accurate in attacks on unprotected spots, and there are always some. So any piece of armour just slows you down. Get 1 wound for every piece of armour. Then you manage to repel them. 1 wound suffices to only put the werewolf curse on you. It makes you always buy all animals you can afford to eat them, healing 1 wound apiece. Also, your new smell and visage make buying prices for everything 1 gold higher and selling prices 1 gold lower when you trade with non-human outlaws. When you trade with non-outlaw humans. You can make a dangerous move, getting 1 more wound and the curse, but also a monster trophy, Beak of the Werehawk. If you only have 1 leg or 1 eye, they peck you to death. Oh no, I've only got 1 leg. What a disaster. Okay, well, we're going to roll to see whether we can avoid being pecked to death. 17. That is a fail. The werebird, there he is, has pecked us to death. Our poor character almost made it. We only had 6 cards to go. Well, there you go, folks. Doom Pilgrim. Pretty brutal, even with the dice rolling. Black bag definitely makes it harder. The majority of those black bag encounters, I think, are negative and make it tougher to play. But definitely adds more variety and more unpredictability to the game. And combined with the dice, I think I definitely prefer it with the dice, because it's still deadly. It's still rough going, but it sort of means that you're more likely to get close to the end. And bear in mind, that was on the easy setting. In order to play on the medium or more tough setting, you'd have to use more cards. So we didn't even look at any of these cards here. And of course, there was this whole bunch of cards that we were discarding as we were playing. So these are the cards that we didn't encounter. There's quite a lot. But there you go. That is Doom Pilgrim Pocket. Very cool. There's a lot in that little tin, and if you can't quite afford the main version of the game, or you're looking for something a little bit more compact, then Doom Pilgrim Pocket might be for you, especially if you enjoy gaining diseases and curses and disgust and depression and confusion and fatigue, etc., etc. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this one. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.